Namaste, angels. This is the Cancer Valentine reading. It's not only for Valentine's Day. It's like sort of like for the period, because Valentine's Day falls on a Friday and goes into a weekend and into President's Day or President's Week. So it could be a long weekend for some or a whole week off. I just figured it would be a good time to do one. I don't think I've ever done a Valentine's reading before in all of my years on YouTube. So it's not something I'm normally into. But for those reasons, also because 2 days after Valentine's Day, Mercury goes full-on retrograde. It's currently in shadow, located in Pisces, but it goes full-on retrograde on the 16th. So that's going to be like an added dynamic. And I said, like, let's look into these energies. So that's what I'm doing for each sign. And I'm up to you guys, Cancer. Your first card is the Six of Fire or Six of Wands, which is a super positive card. Victory, good news is on its way. And it seems like you guys may not have been having so much good news lately necessarily in terms of relationships. So, this is like a comeback for you. Public recognition or awards, even possible. So like clearing your name. Maybe where something was said, a rumor or something, that could be part of public recognition or awards. Like, tell the truth as publicly as like the lies were told. Something being corrected, definitely a possibility. Or even like engagement or something that's public. And it's like, the award is like, the ring or even marriage and stuff. Those of you who are, like isolated, maybe doing some introspection, being a hermit or recluse, you're not alone just because, you are by yourself. There is still support for you and the guardian angels standing by. And from the Rider-Waite Tarot, we have the Seven of Swords. So it could mean something that somebody is trying to return. Perhaps they are an earth sign. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Or someone likened to those traits or attributes, maybe younger. This is a page. Maybe some Sagittarian influences with Major Arcana card, the Sun, which represents the planet Jupiter and the sign of Sagittarius. Or this could be about a happy outcome, or somebody's son, S-O-N, maybe is particularly significant or influential in their situation. And that may be why a younger person is showing up here. Maybe this child's father is who's returning. In any case, the Seven of Swords can be about somebody returning to your life from the past. And it's a reminder that, basically nothing's changed. That could be good or that could be bad. Not like nothing's changed with the situation or the people. Other than, perhaps increased maturity, like time has passed. And so maybe you've grown older and, you move beyond certain things. But, if there was a problem with, like an interracial relationship, for example, you're still white and I'm still black. Like that didn't change. It's a matter of, are you ready to deal with whatever that difference was, that discrepancy was. Seven of Swords can also be about distrust in a relationship and, trust issues. And again, maybe lies and rumors and stuff. And that was sort of what I was getting from this Six of Wands. So that can definitely be the case for some of you. Like something that needs to be, the reason there's distrust is because there's something distrustful and maybe even distasteful did happen. And it needs to be like cleared up. And it could be unexpected that somebody's going to come back and like clear your name or apologize for the wrong they committed against you. But that could definitely happen in some of your lives. Clarity could be brought to a situation. That may be what the sun is about, right? Shines a light on situations. It illuminates things. And like what was done in the dark always comes to light, is what they say. And so information coming out and things being cleared up, again, maybe involving a direct earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, but not necessarily. More specific to love itself for couples. Singles, it's complicated. And for all, is this placement, again with an overall energy of the Seven of Swords. Couples, your card is the Ten of Swords in reverse. At first I probably should go into the tarot definition of the Seven of Swords. I didn't really speak about that. If you're already in a committed relationship, then, it's reminding you again that trust is crucial. If you've been feeling suspicious about, something that went on in your relationship or that's going on, or about your partner specifically, you definitely need to communicate with them and, make it a point to address the situation, even if it's difficult and challenging. There will be victory there in that challenge. So you'll find out what you need to know. Again, the sun brings clarity to situations, so that information coming out. Also, if you're single and looking for love, you may meet somebody that's interesting, but you definitely want to try, make sure that you don't come off as disinterested yourself, like in them, if you are interested, because they're going to trust their feelings about what they're feeling from you, or what's coming from you, what you're exuding, and they'll turn their attention to somebody else if you're going to show that you're like disinterested. So if you are actually interested, make it known. Doesn't mean you have to be overly clingy or obsessive either, but let them know that you are interested. And so, couples, your card is a Ten of Swords in reverse. Maybe that's why, there's feelings of distrust, because something happened, something, again, distrustful occurred, where you maybe even felt like you were stabbed in the back, you were completely betrayed. You may have already tried to take some sort of measures or steps toward repairing the relationship when this comes up, and of course that's always a good thing, but definitely more work is needed. I mean, the fact that it's in reverse is better than it being upright. Definitely more work is still needed, and it takes two people, so both people have to be willing to work it out. And basically, when anything occurs, any kind of problems in a relationship, it's like never one person's fault entirely and solely. Like we tend to all have a bit of responsibility in any given situation. So keep that in mind, and if you're willing to work it out, then you should be able to. If you yeah, that's it. Actually, that's all I want to say about that. That's all I want to say about that. Yeah. Singles, your card. Okay, this is interesting. Your card is the Eight of Cups upright. And this card is more of a card of people that are in long-term relationships, like as it relates to love. So maybe that's what happened. So maybe you're single because some of you had been in a long-term relationship, and that's what's come to an end. You might be holding on to feelings about that relationship, holding on to cords and stuff and emotions over it. Maybe you have trust issues now as a result of that relationship that you're harboring, and that's going to make it difficult for you to move on and find somebody else. So that you may need to be that person that's spending them some time alone in isolation, or again being in hermit mode, getting support from your guides, ancestors, angels, and whatever it is, from wherever it is you receive your support, toward releasing those things and moving forward. It's complicated. Page of Swords. Yeah, a lot of truth and stuff coming out. So, with the Page of Swords, if you are single, first of all, it can mean you're not going to meet anybody right away, and it says this is the first reading that this is coming up, actually. Gemini was the first reading that had like negative, potential negative energy. We had the Tower, with the first and only, hopefully nobody else will get it. But now this is the first one that's having the kind of energy that says like maybe don't look for anybody right now. Although overall, I think that's a good thing because during Mercury retrograde, that it said not to be a good idea to enter commitments and partnerships anyway. If you have the occasion to maybe speak to the object of whatever this situation is that needs to be worked out and to communicate, definitely Page of Swords is an indication that that needs to happen. Again, it's about truth coming out, information. The page delivers information, so you may get some news about a situation and get some clarity finally, or again have your name cleared, some sort of situation like that happening. Page of Swords also about delays and obstacles, and maybe again the need to wait before trying to develop a new relationship. And for all of you is the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands means that you could definitely be meeting somebody new soon through work in particular. And if you're already in a relationship and so you're not looking for somebody like that, again, the Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands rather, shows up. Definitely got to be ensure that your communication is as clear as it possibly can be. Just really make it a point to take time to communicate and to talk to each other, and that's going to strengthen like the bond between you and improve any feelings of distance, making you feel closer if you have communication. Further to that, have advice for all of the different areas. So for you couples, your further advice is it's another Page of Earth, the Page of Pentacles. So again, an earth sign could be very, very significant for you guys, and an opportunity perhaps to fix that situation with an earth sign. Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, perhaps, or someone like into those traits or attributes, and possibly somebody younger than you and or that works with you. Good news about financial matters also, and wanting to do something more challenging, maybe even a new area of study. Maybe you could be exploring a relationship, that new area of study, exploring a relationship with somebody that is younger than you, or that is older than you. You're the younger one, perhaps. Well, actually, these are for you're committed. You're not meeting anybody new, but maybe deepening, going into an area with your partner, area of the relationship or commitment, a level that you're not used to, would be more appropriate for you guys. Now I'm talking to the singles, so maybe somebody new for you. So you got another 8. Eights in themselves are numbers, because you got the 8 of Cups here. Now you got the 8 of Earth of Pentacles. 8s themselves are about abundance and like really following your intuition and then the like guidance of the angels. Also about karma and luck. And this card is basically about that, like where we put our effort is from where we get our rewards. That's like the karma paying off. Skilled work is rewarded. Learning all there is to know about a topic, and maybe even going back to school. School doesn't have to be a physical building, school building. It could just be life again, and maybe experiencing something new and getting new lessons is like being schooled. It's complicated. Wow, all this earth. So it's like all the cancers are potentially dealing with an earth sign. The Knight of Earth, who, like the page, is a Virgo, Taurus, a Capricorn, or someone like into those traits or attributes. And this can be about slow and steady wins the race. And again, about you, definitely on the path toward meeting somebody, perhaps at work, but it may take some time to develop. That's the energy of the Knight of Pentacles. It's time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. You have a guardian angel. Sure do. The Knight of Earth is loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind. And for everyone, it's more fire energy. The Queen of Fire, confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. I wonder if some parties of 3 are involved here. And it's like water, you guys, fire, and earth. Confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. So, for all of you, this is about having confidence and moving forward however you choose to do so. And again, we've already received indication that you will be, with victorious in what you do, wherever you put that effort. You are going to get your reward, just reward from that. And then some advice from this deck. For the couples is birth. So there's a possibility for something new, or again, perhaps involving a child and maybe even having one, whether you're, feeling that your relationship is at its best or it's not. There could definitely be a child coming. It will be a blessing, though. I mean, you can look at this Pentecostal dove and see that it's a positive thing. So it will make you happy. It will be a blessing, even again, if there's like some challenges in the relationship right now. For you, it's complicated. Your card is answer prayer. And another sign had this in the same placement. It may have been Taurus. That may be the Earth. I'm not positive, but it may have been Taurus. And this is about it's pretty straightforward. It's, wishes being granted, prayers being answered, dreams coming true. So you may be saying, I wish this information would come to light, or I wish I would receive communication from somebody. I'd hear from them. Remember I said somebody could be coming back. Maybe an earth sign. I wish, please God, send so-and-so back. And then it's here. And lastly, for everyone is the universal heart. And so this card is a reminder. It's also about confidence because it serves as a reminder that each and every one of us is necessary and vital, and that we're all connected and part of the one, larger source. So, you're needed. You're needed. You're not alone, and there's always support and guidance and love for you, despite what may be or not be going on in relationships. Lastly, the singles, last but not least, I inadvertently skipped you, it's completely inadvertent, is heaven on earth. And one of the other signs just got this as like for everyone. I think it was my own. I think it was Gemini. So right before you. We can all experience heaven on earth, but in order to do that, we have to let go of hell. Like a lot of us are holding on to hell, clinging on to hell for dear life, and allowing it to take up the space that heaven should be filling. So in order to remove it, we are going to have to cut cords of attachment, negative cords of attachment, and release negative emotions like guilt and greed and pride and ego and fear and the inability to forgive and regret and resentment. All of these sorts of things are in the way. And sometimes there are actual people. But again, this is the singles pile. And we had already talked about how I was feeling for you, that you were holding on to some like ghosts of relationships past. And that's what was holding you back. So this is just reconfirmation of that, and indicating what it is you guys need to work on. Hope you guys have found this helpful. If you did, please actually like the video by giving it a thumbs up. If you're not yet a subscriber, please consider becoming one by hitting both the subscribe button and the bell button. And if you'd like any services from me, your own personal private reading, energy healing, merchandise, or just to chat, maybe to be friends on social media or something, any and all information regarding that stuff will be in the description box below. Thank you again. Namaste.